vaccination is basically one of the main ways we prevent our animals from a lot of disease conditions. So you don't exactly have to wait till your animal comes under the burden of a particular disease before you fight it. You could do that before and then give your animals guns before the enemy gets into the house. But there are a couple myths or misconceptions or misunderstanding people have as concerning vaccines in animals that I want to be talking about. I'll be looking at four of them. The first is that once an animal is vaccinated, it is vaccinated for life. And that is not exactly correct. Depending on the vaccine and depending on the animal, some of these vaccines need annual boosters where you have to re-administer. For example, rabies in cats and dogs, CBPP or anthrax vaccines in your cattle. One vaccine does not cover the animal for life. You'll be needing boosters to ensure that your animal's immunity is up to date, sort of, to be able to combat these disease conditions coming in. Secondly, is a common one I hear that indoor animals do not exactly need to be vaccinated because the fact that they are indoor means they are not exactly exposed to diseases, they are not exposed to people, they are not exposed to other animals that might be carrying these disease conditions. But it's not exactly true because your animal does not have to come outside to receive the blessing of the disease. Disease can come in and meet it. It could be you who would go out and then bring in the disease causing pathogen, or visitors who come from outside into the house who might have had contact with infected animals and all that, and then the disease condition comes into your dog despite being an indoor animal. So the fact that your animal is secluded just by physical structures from other animals does not exactly make it immune to certain disease conditions. So you would still want to pay attention to your vaccination schedule despite your animal being an indoor animal. Thirdly is a common one that I really do not still understand, that I hear people say vaccines have a way of weakening the immune system of the animal. And that's not true. Vaccines actually do strengthen the immune system of the animals in concern and boost their levels of being able to fight and combat the specific disease pathogens they are being vaccinated for. So that's not something you would want to use as a reason to not get your animal vaccinated. Vaccines are actually very beneficial for you and your animals because, as they say, prevention is the best cure, if that's what they say, or prevention is better than cure, right? So you don't have to wait for the disease condition to get a hold of you. You just would want to be boosting your animal's immunity so you could fight that. Last but not the least is that the expense of the vaccination, does it really worth the advantages? What exactly are we doing? Yes, it does. It far outweighs the cost you would spend on vaccination is usually far less than what you would spend in managing the condition, with the added risk that the animal might not exactly make it through when the disease actually affects it, because sometimes diagnosis might be made late. The strain of the pathogen that infects the animal might be one that is very pathogenic, and then it kills the animal before you can really make any intervention. So vaccination is the way you want to go because the losses can be grave. It can be death because some diseases just flat out take the animal to heaven without showing any particular clinical signs. So that's not a route you want to be going. Not unless maybe you do not consider the life or the connection to the animal as worth the cost of the vaccination, because when checking the cost of vaccination, you would actually want to equate it to the life of the animal. So if the life of the animal is not worth the cost of vaccination, then maybe you could pass on it. But if it is, vaccination is something you would want to do. The cost to benefit ratio far outweighs the benefits, right? So this is something you would want to do. Like the video, drop an experience you've had with maybe not vaccinating your animal and didn't turn out well, so other people could learn from it. And do not forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Keep yourself safe and your animals safer. Peace.